folks, we are here with Mr. Chance Neff from San Angelo, Texas, owner of Neff Livestock there. He's got a couple sires up here at RSG Sires. And first one we're going to touch on needs no introduction, Mr. Saban. Chance, for those that are just learning about Saban, give us the background on that guy.
Yeah, so Saban, the year he was born, that was actually the year him and Chief were 12 babies apart in the lambing jugs, and a pair that we were really excited about. And Saban, I thought, just brought an element to the table that I strive in terms of all kinds of livestock, and just one that hit me really hard as a baby, and we're very fortunate to. When Randy came down, we had a few people that were really interested in him, and Randy flew down first and came down, put his eyes on him, and Randy Hill with Hoeing Hill, we go ahead and partner with those guys as a baby right there out of the old hoot barn at the old place, and he was sitting there in pen 2, and they liked him as much as we did, so that was kind of the start of Saban, and we always wanted to. I've been saving that name for a little while, and I wanted to use that one on one I thought was real special, and that's how he kind of came about.
You want to touch on his pedigree a little bit for us?
Yeah, so I'm a pedigree enthusiast. I like to go way back in there and look at those things. The year before that, we were fortunate enough. We were up at Tyson's and found Greenline. That buck, he was a little skinny February buck lamb up there, and we just thought he was awfully impressive, and that's Saban's daddy, and that one I think just really exemplified the build that we were after in terms of head carriage, spine, hip and hind leg assembly, stoutness of his ankle, some things that we thought were awfully unique about his build and wanted to put into our livestock. And then his mom's a 2018 model, 8176. Which would have been probably my favorite ewe that year that was born. She was a drop the mic back on the old Cow Palace ewe that stands up there at RSG now for the Thompson family. So it's been a drop the mic, Tsunami, Polar, Justified, Inferno, back on our old Dudes Diva line that we like so much, and most of our stuff goes back to. So that's like his complete pedigree, pretty deep in there. But, one that we thought was just bred lights out. There was favorite female after favorite female after favorite female stacked into that pedigree. And then to go and be fortunate enough to buy Greenline to breed back that way. Man, that was such a blessing, and it worked really well for us.
Awesome. So for those who maybe haven't seen Saban in person, kind of describe him from a phenotype standpoint.
Yeah, I just don't think you build him much better than that guy. The way he carries his head, the way his neck comes off top of his shoulder, the way his feet and legs really operate. He gets out. He's accurate about his step. He's long stepping. His hip and hind legs assembly are, in my opinion, second to none. I think that there's built in him the right way, and he can really get out and go, and he's ultra attractive there. Yet still one that I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he's the most shapely buck in America, because I think we have a few in our lineup that maybe just a hair shapelier than him. But the way his muscle lays on his skeleton is just so smooth and athletic. I really like that about that sheep. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that early on that they're the ones to beat right out the gate, if you will. But, the way those things feed and the longer they go, and things get awfully hard to turn.
Good. So you guys there in the 325 have used Saban more than anybody in the country, and I'm sure you get these phone calls daily. So what is the perfect female to take him to in your mind?
So we notice, pedigrees, what hit, and we bought a buck a few years ago that had gotten real sick at Tyson's house early on, and Tyson hit us with. I'd bred a bunch of used to Bishop that year, and I was like, "Hey, bring me something. Let's do something that's different." And he's like, "Man, I had this one that the jug was a killer, got sick. Like, let's try him. And that was ripped up. And that buck did a great job at our house. And we were fortunate enough to buy him. And I'll be honest, I think it was this year, we bred every ripped up ewe on the farm. Now, that name lends to the kind of sheep that those things were. They were real creasy backed, real creasy stifled, maybe a little earlier maturing than like what Saban is himself. That sheep had a lot of attributes that Chief has in terms of his shape and just his cage and some really neat things there from a terminal standpoint. So I would tell you, breeding some more of your terminal type sheep, sheep that are real hard muscled, sheep that are real creasy, that maybe have some skeletal issues, that maybe need to be stouter in their foundation, a little fatter ankled, if you will, and just ones that you want to have all the ESTs, but with some extra shape and terminal merit. I think we go that way. We do really well with Saban.
Awesome. Well, kind of to wrap this up, we don't have a great length of time, but if you could make a 20-second sales pitch on Saban's accomplishments, let's try to do that.
Yeah. I've learned on some of this stuff that singling certain ones out sometimes upsets folks. But with that being said, just some of my favorites, he's the sire of Kirby. He's the sire of Dandy Don. He's the sire of Undercover Brother. He's the sire of Tycoon. He sired so many of them here for us. He had the reserve grand at Georgia National, a real popular blue sheep we had down there. Won classes I think he won like 5 classes. Or no, I think it was closer to 6 or 7 classes between the U show and the weather show there at Louisville last year. Had the champion Schraub, I believe, won the Tom Buckham race. Real neat sheep. So he's done a lot of winning. He's done a lot of good. I think that what's going to be a lot of fun is to see his girls in action. And I'm pretty pumped about that.
Awesome. Well, we are very excited to have Saban the Legend stand up in Lebanon, Indiana. Guys, if you have any questions at all on Saban, don't hesitate to reach out to Chance or visit rsgsires.com.